Love where you live and play with Lindsay Management. Affordable apartments and golf memberships at 9 and 18-hole courses. Buying or selling? Trust Lindsay and Associates. Serving the community for over 50 years. Lindsay, #1 in apartments, golf, and real estate.
Want to run faster, jump higher, move with more power? The Sports Recovery and Development Program at Bridges Therapy Group builds speed, strength, agility, and endurance while correcting movement issues that can cause injury. Give your athlete the edge. Schedule an assessment today at srdathlete.com.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and
just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
relax in our comfortable lounge. And when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
The final week of the regular season for high school football has teams vying for position in the playoffs. It is Friday, November 7th, and this is Varsity Vibe Today. Welcome into Varsity Vibe on this Friday, and as we get ready for some high school football action tonight, we had some last night around the state, so let's update you with those scores in our Lewis Automotive opening drive. Joe T. Robinson taking care of business against Maumelle, 42-0. The Senators finishing the season at 10-0 and now ready for the playoffs. Little Rock Parkview getting the win over Camden Fairview, 40-21. Mayflower victorious over Adkins. Pine Bluff, 32-7 over Whitehall. Searcy, 49-27 over Beebe. Hamburg falling to Stuttgart, 52-41. Mount Ida, 42-8 over Mountain Pine. Warren getting the 66-34 win over Crossit. Salem winning over Quitman, 60-15. And Highland defeating Pocahontas, 27-21. Let's talk some Friday night action as Brey Cook joins me. And Brey, let's specifically start focusing on the 7A, because between the West and the Central, a lot going on and a lot of exciting things can happen and shake up in certain ways when Friday night is all said and done. So let's start in the Northwest Arkansas corner with Bentonville and Bentonville West. And this is the team in West that has never beaten the Tigers, but there's a lot riding on this game. On the other side of it, the Tigers are looking to just control their destiny.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And looking at Bentonville West, they've never beaten Bentonville, but so have a lot of other teams. I mean, that's a long list. I go back to my career. There's two teams that I never beat, and that's the University of Alabama and the Bentonville Tigers. And this year, they are very similar to the old 2013, 2014 Alabama. Very talented football team in Bentonville. But Bentonville coming into Bentonville West is going to be a very hostile environment. And in these type of situations, these rivalries get fired up. And with a whole lot on the line with Bentonville West, they have the opportunity to win the 7A West. They win by two or more points, and they are the league number one. So a whole lot on the line there with some incredible implications and some weapons on both sides that make this the game to watch, because obviously Bentonville is going to be the favorite, but in a game with this much on the line, there's no telling what could happen.
Yeah, a lot of high emotions, and both coaches talked to him earlier this week. They haven't talked scenarios with their team. They're just looking at game plan and trying to focus on themselves. Meanwhile, the third kind of element to this whole scenario is Rogers. They play Heritage, and we can really chalk that up to a win for the Mounties. And they've got some stipulations in this too. With a win or a loss between Bentonville and Bentonville West, that kind of puts them in that 1, 2, or 3 spot in the 7A West.
Well, those three teams have really separated themselves from the rest of the pack, and there's a lot riding on that Bentonville West game, because, like you mentioned, these playoff brackets could look one way, or they could look completely different depending on what happens tonight. You're
going to be at Fayetteville. What does Harbor's situation look like?
Harbor's situation is super unique, and it was last week. I'm doing the commentary there, and we're talking towards the end of the game as we're getting mercy ruled by Rogers, and a big disparity there. But the reality is, if Fayetteville, or if Harbor comes to Fayetteville and beats them by, I believe it's 7 points, they'll host a playoff game, which was at the time crazy to say as we looked at the scoreboard. But the reality is Harbor controls their destiny, and coming into Harbor or into Fayetteville tonight, there's a real good the chances there. There's a real possibility for them to have an incredible end to this season.
So that's what the 7A West looks like. Let's go over to the Central, because it might be, again, the game in the state, though I think Bentonville West can also have that argument between Bryant and Conway. And this game is at Conway. Bryant is a machine. And I was talking to Conway's head coach, Buck James, earlier, and he said, look, if we play really well, we can beat Bentonville or we can beat Bryant. But we've got to be able to execute and play really good football. That's going to be a thriller down there in Central Arkansas.
Well, I love Buck James and his program and what he does with those kids. He instills a level of toughness that's not comparable to a lot of other programs around the state. And when you go up against a team like Bryant, you do have to have that toughness. And Buck James develops that in their weight room, which I love, and I love that about his program. So again, just like this Bentonville West game, anything could happen, and I'm excited to see what happens if Buck James can pull off the upset.
You know, I also love, too, the one thing about him is he's just been so real and honest when we've had conversations. And he has said, Brey, that, you know, sometimes he doesn't think they practice well at the beginning of the week, but they show up on Friday nights and they're gamers and they've been able to take care of business. And he's like, but we got to focus against this Bryant team because everybody knows they're just such a well-oiled machine. When you look at the rest of the Central, though, between Little Rock Christian, Cabot, PA, and North Little Rock, that's your 3 through 6 right there. Mm-hmm. But what that 3 through 6 looks like is wildly up in the air.
Yeah, it's completely up in the air, and it's almost impossible to predict what the brackets are going to look like just because anything could happen.
This is where I'm going to lean into your former playing days and ask you, as a player, when you go into week 10, you've got playoffs on the line. Is there a different feeling? When does it switch between the regular season is over and playoffs begin?
It definitely this week really kind of ties the knot to the season. It's really a whole new season beginning on Saturday. And so, you know, all week, you know, you're sitting there kind of predicting in this scenario, that scenario, and you have every single scenario mapped out. But again, you have to kind of push those to the side, take care of business on Friday night. But then, you wake up tomorrow and it is a whole new ball game.
Well, it's going to be fun on Friday night. We've got creatives all over the place, all over the state to bring that content to you. And then postseason, buckle up. It's win in advance and lose and go home, which I think is the best time of the year.
There's no doubt. No doubt. It's the best football in the country, high school playoffs.
It'll be a lot of fun. Brey, thanks for the time. We'll be talking more football as the playoffs roll on.
Club Car Wash is the best place to get your ride game day ready. From convenient locations to free towels and vacuums, it only takes a few minutes to have your car looking great. With locations throughout the state and membership starting at just $22 a month. Revive your ride at Club Car Wash.
Quick Turf is the go-to team for building championship-level sports facilities for public schools, private schools, and the entire school district. They also install beautiful backyard putting greens for homeowners. Known for lifelike, eco-friendly turf, Quick Turf handles everything from design and lighting to drainage and final landscaping. Their all-in-one approach delivers high-performance surfaces for athletes and low-maintenance greens that last for years. With preventative maintenance programs, they keep every field and green looking game day ready. Schedule a free consultation today at quickturf.com. That's QIKturf.com.
The Everett difference means we are committed to giving back to the communities we serve.
When I think of Everett, I think of them more than just a car dealership.
Everett's involvement in the community is phenomenal. I see it in the police and fire department. I see it in the Boys and Girls Club.
They're just constantly giving back to the community that helped build them.
I would recommend them first, always. We are grateful for the opportunity to serve. Discover the Everett difference for yourself.
It is now time to introduce you to this week's SRD Performance Athlete of the Week.
Lainey Bryzel, Farmington, and I play volleyball. I come to sport recovery and development to get more explosive and faster and more agile for volleyball. We have a saying that jumping out of the gym, like that's what they always say, and so they really use that term. And I've definitely heard it a lot more since my vertical has increased, so it's good feedback from the coaches. You can come here and you can lift weights and you can jump, and then you see the kind of reimbursement of skill onto the field or the court.
Bryzel also added 8.3 inches to her broad jump, 4.9 inches to her standing vertical, and 2.2 inches to her approach vertical. To learn more about the program, visit srdathlete.com. That is going to do it for Varsity Vibe today on this Friday. Go out and enjoy some high school football if you can tonight. It is going to be a fun one out there. And if you can't, follow us on social media for all the behind-the-scenes access footage that you're not going to see anywhere else. We've got that there for you on X, Instagram, TikTok, and our Facebook pages. Also, subscribe to the podcast as well as our YouTube channel. And if you haven't already, sign up for the newsletter at varsityvibearkansas.com. A special thank you to our sponsors, Lewis Automotive, Lindsay, Bridges Therapy, Quick Turf, Everett Chevrolet, DSI Trucking, and L&L Metal Fabrication. At L&L Metal Fabrication, strength isn't just in the steel, it's in the craftsmanship, precision, and trust we bring to every project. From small custom jobs to big industrial projects, our team has the experience and equipment to get it done right and built to last. Whether you're building, repairing, or designing something new, we'll help turn your vision into reality. Call L&L Metal Fabrication today at 479-361-9640 or visit llmetalfab.com. L&L Metal Fabrication. Custom craft built to last.
Distribution Solutions Incorporated began providing superior customer service back in 1997 based out of Harrison, Arkansas, and they're supporting our local communities today and always looking for professional OTR drivers. DSI knows drivers by name. They're about their people, and when you work with DSI, it feels more like a family than a job, and they know home time matters. If you're a driver, check out their website, drivedsi.com. All the benefits, all the vacation time, and that home time that matters. drivedsi.com.